You spend all this time crafting the perfect product and you never stop to think, how am I going to get people to know about this? Well, that's exactly what I've been thinking about. I've been thinking about how to market and get customers, and I keep on landing at the same point I ended off yesterday on. Who am I intending this product to be for? I believe starting with your end customer in mind is the perfect way to start thinking about how you're going to get your first customers. In our situation, our first customers are going to be the athletes. I'm going to pre-fill their previous performances as well as register them into the meet so that their name's already there. That'll give the product a little bit of social proof. So when other customers, other prospective customers look at the product and be like, oh, if these guys' names are on it, then it's a legit product and they'll be more inclined to hop on. And the product will also be free, so it's very low barrier to entry. I'm also going to reach out to everybody on the meet roster and I'm going to tell them that I made software for them to make the whole powerlifting viewing / spectating experience more smooth, because even to my fitness friends, powerlifting meets are pretty confusing, let alone the vast amount of people who are outside this small bubble. The software makes the experience smoother and more seamless in two ways. The first way is that spectators are able to star or favorite their favorite athletes. So instead of having to hunt for your favorite athletes only to find them and then have the page reload like a certain other software, you can just star it and then filter by your starred athletes so that you can keep track of them really easily, and it persists upon page reloads. Not that my app randomly does that, unlike some certain other. The second feature makes powerlifting more easy to understand. So while powerlifting is simple when you boil it down, it's just a squat, a bench, and a deadlift, there are 82 pages in our rule book filled with meticulous rules that are hard to comb through and hard to understand. I've created a chatbot that has been custom trained on the actual rule book, and you can basically have a conversation with the rule book. So you can ask the rule book anything and it'll respond, and it'll also give you reference points. So if you want to further investigate, like, oh, what is a squat? What's considered depth? It'll actually give you the pages in the rule book to where you can reference that information. I have this genius plan to use the athletes to convince the meet directors to adopt this software. What the plan is that we're going to offer almost the entire app for free except for the inputting of their old meet data. So basically their meet history starts as soon as they register for this meet. But if they want that old meet data in order to compare and contrast to their current performance, they can either pay me $1 to do it, and which I'm happy to do for $1, or they can email the meet director and tell them what they like about the software and why the meet directors should adopt the software and like why it's so great, basically. I was also thinking that they should also tell the meet director like what they're excited about for the meet, because I'm pretty sure the meet directors would appreciate that. But I don't know. That's something I'm going to figure out tomorrow. So hopefully the offer is good enough for the athletes so that they email the meet directors, and then we can get like a huge shift of emails to the directors to get the directors interested in the software, and then it's up to me to convert them to switch to my software. So yeah, that's the entire plan for getting our first few customers. Let's go over what we finished today. So one of the light things we got changed today is like I have actual copy for the homepage. So it's not just random copy anymore. So while the feature was mostly done yesterday, one thing I had to get done today was sorting it by the most favorited. And I didn't think it'd be that hard, but I was doing some weird thing with useEffect where it would render and then sort, but like the old state would get stuck at the original position. So like, let's say I starred this new guy right here, and you see how it updates and it moves up. With the weird useEffect thing that I was doing, it would star and then move up, but this would stay yellow. It was really weird. I was able to take away the entire useEffect and just use the table state. But yeah, that was a really weird thing, but I got it done. It looks great. Another thing we got done, which took the majority of the time, was cleaning up the AI UX. I showed y'all yesterday that it was kind of ugly and kind of not that great. But today, we made it look nice. I trained it on the most recent version of the rulebook, and I upgraded it to GPT-4. And I also added like these little cool pre-made questions that they can ask, so it's like really user friendly. And as well as I have the rule book attached right here, so like they can click it and it's hosted here. It's just hosted on a upload thing, just S3. But yeah, so if you're just a user and you're thinking like, oh, I don't know what depth is in squat, so you can click it and it's supposed to submit it, but I accidentally broke that feature, but we can just submit it right here. And it'll say what is considered depth in squat, and then it'll query the entire thing, the new thing. And then you see here it has a really in-depth response as well as the reference number, which is like the page number. It's pretty cool. So if we go to like page 33, technically this is 33 because it's like it starts at 0. That's pretty awesome. It's actually really awesome. But yeah. So along with those two features, there's only a handful of them that I need before reaching out. I need to have the lifting database so that I can put the influencers' meet information into there. I need to be able to process payments for like the dollar thing. I think that's gonna be a really cool feature. Hopefully, I want at least one person to pay me $1. That's the goal, to have at least just one person pay me $1. And another thing is I need to purchase the URL that this is gonna go on. Once I purchase that URL, I can have like the auth set up and actually have like a production database. Another thing I want to get done is like logging and analytics, but we'll see how far we get. If you enjoyed, drop a like down below and subscribe. That's it from me. I'll see you in the next one.